Imagine how all over the world there are such a variety of, and sometimes astonishing rituals of farewell to life that they cause genuine surprise and even shock. Each of them reflects a unique cultural identity, deep traditions, and religious beliefs of the people, sometimes shockingly transforming the idea of life and death. By immersing ourselves in these customs, we begin to better understand the richness of human heritage and the important role that rituals play in preserving the memory and spiritual values of peoples. A world of amazing funeral traditions will open up before you, each of which seems incredible and sometimes shocking to our modern perception, from unusual burial methods to unique ceremonies that cause admiration and bewilderment. These rituals reflect deep spiritual beliefs and historical characteristics of peoples, often strikingly different from the standards we are accustomed to. By immersing ourselves in these mysterious and sometimes extreme customs, we learn about the richness of human culture and its ability to preserve memory and identity even in the most unusual forms. In the Tibetan mountains, there is an ancient and striking tradition of placing the bodies of the deceased on the tops of rocks exposed to the wind and sun, believing that in this way the soul easily leaves the earthly world and connects with the higher spheres. This unusual ritual symbolizes a return to nature and harmony with the cosmos, while at the same time being a profound expression of faith in the transmigration of the spirit. This method of burial testifies to a new life after death and emphasizes respect for the natural forces that help a person find eternity. In Ghana, there's an amazing practice when, after a traditional burial, relatives collect the bones of the deceased and preserve them at home, turning them into special ritual relics, symbols of memory and respect. This unusual custom emphasizes the importance of a spiritual connection with ancestors and is deeply rooted in a culture where the memory of the dead is preserved through family customs and sacred rituals. This approach has helped the business of preparing bodies and bones to strengthen family traditions and preserve the unique identity of the people, making them a part of everyday life. In South Korea, the practice of embalming has reached a high level of mastery, allowing the bodies of the deceased to be preserved for many years in almost perfect condition, and then put on public display in special halls. This tradition emphasizes the veneration of ancestors and deep respect for memory, turning the funeral into a ceremony with an almost solemn exhibition, where relatives can honor the deceased and remember his life. This unusual approach to farewell becomes an important part of cultural identity, connecting the past and the present through the preservation of the physical image of a loved one. In some Brazilian tribes, burial rituals include sacrifices and powerful pagan ceremonies that serve as a symbol of connection with the spiritual world and the elements of nature. These powerful rites are an expression of faith in the power of spirits that can influence the fate of the community and ensure harmony with the surrounding nature. Such a bright and extreme manifestation of paganism emphasizes the uniqueness and depth of their cultural traditions, preserving the connection with the ancestors and ensuring the spiritual prosperity of the tribe. In ancient Egypt, funerals were true rituals of grandeur. The bodies of the deceased were carefully mummified to preserve them as long as possible and ensure the eternal existence of the soul in the afterlife, and the tombs were richly decorated with gold, precious stones, and valuable amulets. These unusual rites reflected not only religious beliefs, but also the idea of life after death, where wealth served as a guarantee of protection and well-being in the afterlife. This approach turned burial practices into an art that emphasized the status and power of conquerors and rulers, creating their own unique universe of the dead. In India, cremation is an integral part of religious rites. Millions of bodies are burned on open fires, creating endless streams of smoke and relics, reminding us of eternal life and the transformation of the soul. These mass rituals symbolize liberation from earthly shackles and the transition to a new form of existence, deeply rooted in the ancient traditions of Hinduism and Buddhism. The rite of cremation not only serves a spiritual purpose, but also unites millions of people into communities, preserving religious identity and the experience of spiritual origins generation to generation. In Babylon, there are amazing rites, symbolic sacrifices that were used to appease the gods and protect the city, accompanied by complex rituals and ceremonies filled with mysticism. These mysterious actions served, according to the belief of the ancients, as a way to ensure well-being, get rid of evil forces, and strengthen the connection between people and deities. This unique approach to funeral traditions reflects a deep spiritual perception of the world and the role of religion in the life and death of an ancient civilization. In Japan, there is a deep tradition of burial in a family crypt, which is designed to store the ashes and remains of several generations of the same family, symbolizing the strength of family ties and respect for ancestors. These crypts are usually located in their sacred places and require constant care and rituals, strengthening the connection between the living and the dead. This ritual emphasizes the importance of family values, traditions, and memory, turning the burial into a hierarchical and sacred act that preserves harmony between generations. Each of these unique rituals had a deep philosophical understanding, an attempt to preserve the soul, the spiritual beginning, or to pass on eternal traditions that connect generations and strengthen national identity. These rites not only served as a farewell to the deceased, but also acted as sacred rituals aimed at preserving memory, spirituality, and cultural heritage. Ultimately, their meaning was to preserve the unity of man, his connection with ancestors, and the eternal movement of the soul along the path of spiritual perfection. Modern man is surprised by these rituals with their exoticism, deep symbolism, and sometimes shocking unusualness, which is radically different from the funeral customs we are accustomed to. They raise questions, sometimes even disapproval, because in the 21st century, most of us are accustomed to more orderly and humane methods of farewell. These traditions seem complex, fantastic, or even cruel, which emphasizes the gap between the modern Western mentality and ancient cultural worldviews. This diversity of approaches helps us understand how much culture shapes our views on death and the afterlife, and also makes us want to learn more about the mentality of the peoples who practice such unusual rituals. Cultural values clearly shape the unique images and practices of funerals, transforming them from simple rituals into profound expressions of the national soul, religious beliefs, and historical heritage. It is these values that determine which rituals are considered important, acceptable, or even sacred, creating a diversity of burial forms around the world. As a result, funeral traditions become not only a way to say goodbye to the dead, but also a powerful symbol of the identity of the people, reflecting their values, beliefs, and worldview. Despite their cultural diversity, all these countries are united by the desire to express respect and memory for the dead through special rituals that strengthen family and social ties and help societies cope with grief. However, each culture expresses its uniqueness through its use of different symbols, rituals, and burial forms, from poison gas and rock burials to opulent tombs and mass relics, that highlight profound differences in worldviews and values. Ultimately, these differences and similarities reveal how culture shapes the individual and the collective perception of death, making rituals a reflection of each people's identity. For peoples, death rituals are not just customs, but the most important elements of spiritual life, connecting the past, present, and future, strengthening the connection with ancestors, and ensuring harmony in society. These rituals helped people express respect, overcome the fear of death, and pass on values to the next generation, creating deep cultural roots. Ultimately, it is through rituals that people preserve their identity, memory, and spiritual unity, making farewell to the dead an act of spiritual transformation and cultural continuity. Funeral traditions serve as a powerful tool for preserving national and family identity, passing on spiritual values, beliefs, and cultural heritage from generation to generation. They create strong links between the past and the present, reminding people of their roots, history, and uniqueness, and strengthening the sense of belonging to a certain community. Thanks to these rituals, the memory of ancestors lives and is renewed, turning grief and farewell into an act of preserving the spirit and continuing traditions in the heart of each nation. In the final moments of our journey, we discover the incredible richness and diversity of human culture, manifested in unique rituals, symbols, and traditions, each telling its own special story about the journey of life and its relationship with eternity. This diversity reminds us of the boundless ingenuity and spiritual depth of people, the desire to preserve their unique identity even in matters related to finitude. It is this richness of cultures that makes our world heritage incredibly valuable, vibrant, and inspiring, demonstrating how the diversity of human traditions enriches our common understanding of life and death. Respect for the uniqueness of cultural funeral practices is not only an expression of tolerance, but also a deep appreciation for the richness of human experience and the diversity of views on fate and spirituality. These traditions, sometimes so different from our usual rites, teach us to value each people for their specialness and the right to express their identity through unique rituals. By admiring differences and respecting these practices, we come closer to a cultural exchange that makes our global community richer, wiser, and more human. Ultimately, understanding and accepting cultural differences in funeral traditions is a step toward a more harmonious and respectful society, where each people's right to preserve their unique spiritual connection to their ancestors is valued. By recognizing the richness and complexity of these rites, we learn to see them not as something alien, but as an important part of human heritage that helps us understand who we are and how we are connected. Such respect opens the way to a world based on tolerance, mutual respect, and the desire to appreciate each culture for its uniqueness. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with even more amazing and shocking facts about culture, traditions, and worlds hidden from the eyes of most, and discover the wealth of human heritage together. Only with us can you learn details that are often hidden from the public eye and expand your horizons of understanding the world. Don't miss your chance to stay up to date with amazing stories. Subscribe right now and become part of our interesting journey into the depths of human culture. In the next video, we will reveal amazing and sometimes incredible myths about people and cultures that will change your understanding of the world and make you look at old stories from a new angle. Get ready for a fascinating journey into the depths of legends, misconceptions, and mysteries hidden behind centuries of beliefs and traditions. Don't miss it. Your discovery of new myths begins very soon.